What?
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Lucky man.
Hey, there you are. Hello. How are you? Changed my shoes like Mr. Rogers. No, I'm not. This is Soundwaves, KPFK. I have one shoe on, and I am your host, Abraham Beltran. We have my man Jared Burton here in the studio. Brother, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
So for those who didn't catch the radio episode, this man's string broke on the air, and he kept going.
That one.
That's
right
the string right there.
That's the new one.
And this is the mark of a champion. Kept it moving. So Jared, when did you tell the nice people at home? When did you first pick up the guitar, man?
I was about 12. Started playing. Basically, around 16, decided to stop learning other people's songs pretty much and started just writing my own. Was inspired by a lot of different songwriters at that time. Bob Dylan particularly.
If you sing folk music, you kind of have to say Bob Dylan. Now everyone can name drop Bob Dylan and say, I like Bob Dylan. I'm going to get deeper with you because I know Dylan. My mom's a big Dylan fan.
Right.
Do you have a favorite Dylan album? Mine is Desire, personally.
Probably I'd say my favorite album by him is the most recent one. It's called Modern Times.
Yeah.
Came out a couple years ago. I've been listening to that nonstop.
Really?
I love that album. And of course I love the old stuff. But this one it captures something I think he's really come full circle with his lyrics. His voice finally sounds decent.
Right.
It sounds kind of like Tom Waits or something like that.
After 50 years, he finally got it right.
I feel like he's really got a band that really represents the sound he wants.
Right.
So that would be my favorite.
You have a very Dylan-esque kind of persona, and when you're in the studio, just kind of, hey, how are you? So you're on the right track with that. Already drawn comparisons. When you were 16, you said you stopped playing other people's music. Whose music were you playing to aside from?
At that time, I was trying to learn all kinds of, mostly like Led Zeppelin. I was trying to like emulate, all the big guitar players,
Right.
trying to like that kind of stuff. I was trying to learn from. Actually, I think the only song I still cover from that time is actually "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. I do a cover of that, but Red Hot Chili Peppers, that kind of stuff.
Oh, so you were shooting for the fences. That's.
Yeah, I wanted to play the guitar, but it really boiled down to the fact that I was better at writing lyrics than I was at playing the guitar, so I just focused on that.
Interesting you mentioned songwriting. As a matter of fact, I was in the barbershop the other day and I was talking to a kid who said, hey, I want to get into music. He hadn't done his homework. I even asked him to name drop somebody, hey, who do you like? And he had no name for me. But more importantly, he didn't write his own songs. Do you think the fact that you write, like how do you see the component of you writing and performing the songs? Does that give it a different level of authenticity, or do you think that's required rather, or can you sing someone else's songs?
I don't think there's anything wrong with singing other people's songs. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if I understand you right, you're asking, the question is
like an original composition. Like, for example, Frank Sinatra didn't write.
Right.
But he had amazing writers that coupled well with his voice and kind of his range.
Mm-hmm.
As a folk musician, do you see a prevalence of people who are singing songs that, I guess rather the better question is, when there's no take, cut here, all right. When you don't write your own songs as a folk musician, do you think it kind of takes away from the experience of what you're trying to convey with the music, or does it not really matter? Yeah,
for sure. By definition, a folk musician should be writing their own songs, I think. No, that's not true. You know what? I take that back. If you learn a song from somebody, if someone teaches you a song, and you play it and you feel it, that's great.
So the feeling is
It's the feeling. Yeah.
Most important component.
Yeah.
And your songs are very political.
A lot of the ones I wrote, before, back 2001 to about 2006.
No, was that post 9/11?
Yeah, it was pre also, but that really launched me into writing more. And once 2004 rolled around, Bush was back in office, I was like, you know what, I need to start focusing on other things.
Well, you grew up in Palmdale, right by Edwards Air Force Base.
Right.
You were seeing the guns of war flying overhead. When you, because I know we were talking about this the other day, initially you thought, oh, it's cool, planes flying by, B-2 bombers, but when you kind of became conscious and saw that there was something not right with this picture in terms of our global domination or whatever, how did that affect you? Being able to go outside and see jets flying by and write a song, was that pretty heavy for you?
Yeah, it was. It was cathartic, It was to be able to write a song you know, I know that it's not going to stop the military-industrial complex, but at least I'm able to sing and feel like I'm making a difference.
Right. Well, that's a lesson anybody out there. I mean, I was reading a quote yesterday, and I forget who it was. I sound like a doofus not being able to quote it properly, but the quote was, most people die with their music still inside of them. You know, and I think you felt compelled to pick up a guitar and start writing songs, and I think everyone has that in some shape or form within them, and it definitely, you probably agree. I mean, there's no reason to not pursue that, you know, and to make your music. So this man's a testament to getting your song out, letting your voice be heard, and making your mark on the world, however small you may seem. I think that it is. It probably has a bigger impact than you believe. This is Soundwaves 90.7 FM, KPFK, streaming and podcasting live at kpfk.org. My man Jared Burton, thank you for coming by. And again, we'll have links to the MySpace. Where can they find you online?
MySpace.com/Jared Burton.
And we'll have links to that, links to the episode, and links to a live performance by him here in the studio. Thanks again, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right. Peace.